This is Sports Drive.
Welcome back into Sports Drive, everybody. We are now going to go to the introductory press conference of Randall volleyball head coach Karli Morrison, introduced yesterday as the next head coach of the Lady Raiders volleyball program. So here's a listen in to what Canyon ISD Athletic Director John Peterson had to say about the hire and Coach Morrison on why she took the job at Randall.
All right, today we're so excited. We couldn't be more thrilled to announce the next head volleyball coach for Randall High School, Karli Morrison. She's been at Levelland High School, she's been at Lubbock Cooper High School, and most recently she's been at Weatherford High School. We're so excited that she can continue that standard, that excellence of Randall volleyball program, and we know she'll do a fantastic job. So without that, Karli Morrison.
How are y'all?
So Coach Morrison, just talk to us about the decision to come here, just what kind of went into that process for you and why you were excited about the opportunity.
I'm actually from the Panhandle. I graduated from WT, so I've grown up here my whole life. My parents are originally from Hereford. Started out my coaching career in Hereford as an assistant, and then each move that I made was a position move, and so wanting to come back to the Panhandle, wanting to be closer to family, that was the main reason of I came to this job. I knew a friend at Randall, and he was like, please let me turn your name in. And so he was a football coach at Randall, and so that's kind of where it led from there. And then here we are. So
you obviously know the district well, being from Hereford. What attracts you to this district again?
You know, this district's been hard for years. It didn't matter if it was 4A or 5A back in the day with Dumas and Hereford and everybody that's kind of been through it. It's been a competitive district, and usually a team made it out to state every single year. And so even through when I was in high school in the 2000s, it was competitive, and it still stayed competitive. So even going to watch state this last year and watching Randall compete and Bushland compete, you know, you have the top teams. Seeing those Panhandle teams compete against those city teams is always exciting. Just to see those kids that will come in and work hard and end up beating a lot of those bigger city teams is exciting to see.
You've seen Randall a lot in your career, and you grew up around here. Just what attracts you to the program?
Well, Culpepper was my coach in high school back in the day, so he came to Dalhart and turned that program around. And then when I was in college, I did several scorekeeping games for him at Randall, trying to make some extra money as a college kid. Did some student teaching hours even with him. And so there's a lot of history there just because of where he started with that program and when he won state there. Through Hereford, even being at Hereford, you know, battling every single game when I was an assistant there. And so it's just been something that it's been a part of. This is a great opportunity. I feel blessed to walk into a program that's so established for the first time. It's nice to walk into something that Culpepper started to build, and then Haley just poured more on top of it. And so credit to them and being able to walk into that situation with those girls that are already established. So
you get the chance to talk to Coach Culpepper much throughout this process?
Oh, yes. When I told him that I'd gotten a call from it, it was like every 2 hours he was calling me, what'd you decide? What'd you decide? And I was like, I don't know yet. And so even, phone calls, texts, just through it all. He's a part of my village as a coach, just with having him there. He is one of the hardest persons to please, but at the same time, he makes you better as an individual. And he's made me better as a coach just through pushing and everything. It's hard love, and so I'm kind of used to that with the way that I grew up with the father that I have. And so it's a way that he shows me that he loves me, and I know that he wants the best for me as a coach. And so he was excited for this. He's already said, I'm ready to play you and things like that and talk smack. So I'm excited for the future and what that relationship brings through this.
What attracts you about Canyon ISD being a part of this now?
It's always been competitive. I played volleyball and basketball in high school, and so Canyon was in our district when I was in basketball. We got beat by 15 one year, and it was like a miracle to lose to Canyon only by 15. So with Lombard, you know, at the seats. So they've always been competitive. I think y'all saying is champs play here, and so I think that's a true saying in just sports and academics. They are amazing in whatever they do. They set their minds to it. So it ended up, being teams from this district competing to go to state once again. And so I think that speaks to the culture of this town and what they want out of their kids in the classroom and out.
Kind of to follow up on that part of things, what about outside of athletics, just the community as a whole, Canyon ISD, outside of just kind of the volleyball part of it?
Canyon's probably changed since I've lived here, since WT days, but I've always loved Canyon. When I lived here in college, it was a great community to be under. I'm excited to be underneath a smaller town. Weatherford was bigger. I'm thankful for Weatherford and the opportunity that I had there and for the AD that I had there. But I am excited to be a part of, one town and having 3 different school districts a part of that. But being closer to my family, being in Amarillo, and so Canyon's just a great community. They've supported, Lombard has like 18 state championships there. So, and now his son's at the helm. So it's just exciting to be a part of some of the greatest coaches around here that have built some of the biggest dynasties around here. So,
what can your players expect from you next season?
High expectations, which they already have high expectations. I met some of the seniors for next year, and I asked them what their goal was, and they said, we're going back to state. And they said, and I'm not bringing home a silver this time. So they already have high expectations in place, and they were like, well, what are your plans? And I said, well, we're not going to fix something that's not broke. So there's already things in place here that is established, like what I said before. But I think just going forward, with them and going forward in our relationship and probably changing a few things here and there, but as a whole, a lot of that's already established, and just the high expectations and continuing that and trying to go forward in that.
Kind of building on that, you mentioned the established program. What challenges come with that when you're not coming into a rebuild, but you're starting to tweak?
Right. There is expectations of that and a coaching change, and her being in Amarillo High, which is another big game that's around here, and lots of emotion in that game, and especially this year. But just expectation-wise, the girls, they've already talked about, Brooks already talked about that these girls have already handled the coaching change, like mature adults. And, most kids don't handle it very well, and these kids are already accepting that because they want to move forward in that, and they want to move forward to be better for what the future is. And so as a coach, I think it's the same thing of moving forward in what we're trying to do and just trying to make things better and pour into it more so it can just be better from here.
Yeah, we had a long list of candidates, with this position being as high profile as it was. And number one thing we really wanted was a really good fit for Randall. And, with Coach Morrison's experience in Levelland and Lubbock Cooper, and then her being a West Texas girl that I knew she was wanting to come back more to this area, we're just so excited. And I think it's going to be just a complete, total fit for Coach Morrison and the Randall volleyball program.
I'm not sure about the timeline, but did you guys overlap at Levelland at all while you were there?
Yeah, we did. I actually coached with Coach Morrison in Levelland. So.
What was that like?
Oh, it was great. We both worked FCA. She was the girl representation of that, and I was the boys representation of that. So we got to know each other. I've seen her coach. I've coached alongside her in Levelland. So just kind of knowing her background and everything like that was just something that just elevated Karli even more on that candidate list.
What are some of the things that just make her a special coach?
Yeah, well, number one, she loves kids, and that's so. Every person that we talked to when we were going through this process was all she does is how much she loves kids, how much she makes every student better, every program that she's been a part of, just the numerous playoff runs, the district coaches of the year that she's won, just all the stuff is how she elevates students, and we're just so excited to her to elevate the Randall volleyball program.
Congratulations to Coach Morrison and Canyon ISD on the hire, and best of luck to her as they get ready for next season. That is going to do it for that press conference. We'll be right back to hear from Coach Props, another Randall coach. The baseball team, of course, eliminated last week. We'll talk to Coach Props about the series, the playoff run, and look ahead to next season. That's coming up next on Sports Drive.